up, people? I thought I'd make a part 2 of touching about what statutes, codes, laws. The kind of I can't guess drive home a point about the importance of using them. We in our beginning, the journey. When we first start with this journey, we get programmed mentally, whether knowingly or unknowingly. We get programmed and discouraged from using the state statutes, reading codes. Yet we'll use a COL form. They got codes on them, federal codes, USC codes. We'll use case laws, which also the codes also come from case laws as well. We'll use all types of stuff, when we want to try to hold them accountable, but we won't read them when it comes to learning process and procedures on how to conduct, the business. I was just talking to a friend of mine, in California, good dude. And we were just having a discussion about it. He was talking about, he was pointing out the fact that, it's all commercial, there are laws in the commercial realm, but I'm like, I pointed out the fact that anytime they want to deal with the living man, the living woman, they want to hold us accountable, what's the first thing they use? They want your name. Their name, and they want to attack your estate. That's the name of your estate. Your all caps name is your estate. Whether you injured someone or not. Bottom line is they want that name. They want to put that, they want to document it. They want to turn it into a commercial matter. That's where we get that thing saying all crimes are commercial. So even if you injure somebody, they still want that name. They're not putting a natural name on the court dockets. They're always putting your estate name on there. So they turn it into a commercial matter. So why are we not using the codes? Since it only applies to the legal fiction, but that's the only thing they can talk, they can communicate with you, the living man, through in a courtroom. They have to do business with you through your name in all caps. It only makes sense to use these codes. Okay. I want to read just a little few things about the term law. What is a law? It seems like, and it's a very complex, very deep, it's so many different types of law. And we have to understand, I want to read some of the things from Black Law Dictionary. I'm going to be coming from the 2009 version and the 1933 version, and also Cornell Law. Okay, I use those sources a lot. I'm going to start with Cornell Law. Law it refers to a system of rules that regulate the conduct of a community and is often enforced by the controlling authority through penalties. This is exactly what they're using when they do what they do in court. They use those different laws, whether you want to call them laws or not. They're still laws. They still say they're laws. By definition, they are still laws. They're a collection. The codes are collections of laws from different types of laws. You have these ecclesiastical law, you got common law, you got natural law, you got equity, law of equity, you got the laws of evidence. We got different types of laws. I'm gonna finish reading this little part, and then I'm gonna go to the Black's Law Dictionary. Okay, but to understand, these codes address the conduct of people in different situations, and they use a collection of all of these laws, and they create these codes to use them to enforce them. When people refer to a law in the United States, they most likely mean its law system. The United States employs a common law system, which means the laws are typically derived from judicial decisions instead of statutes. A common law system relies on decisions made by judges on cases that have come to trial. And a compilation of these decisions is called case law. We already know about that. Most of us do. Other countries, such as Japan, employ civil law systems which relies on codes that explicitly specify the rules that judges must follow in order to come to a decision. In such system, decisions are often not subject to individual interpretation. So they have to follow the law, regardless of what they want to do. They have to follow what the law says. In many cases, that's how it is here too, supposedly. In some cases, you know they bend the rules a lot, especially with what they can get away with. Law can also mean state law, which includes common law, statutes, and regulations. The same is true for federal law. You already know every state law, all the states have their own laws that derive from the federal. Just like every state constitution has their own constitution that derive from the United States Constitution. And they all say pretty much the same thing. You know, they put their little tweaking in the words, but they pretty much are like small versions of the main one. It's really the same thing. It's just for that particular jurisdiction. Okay. I'm gonna pause with that part and I'm gonna go on to the go to Law Dictionary real quick. Let's go to, I guess I will do, I'm gonna go to the 2000. I'm gonna go to 1933. Now, I'm gonna show y'all how complex this damn thing is in just a second. But I'm gonna start off with this, what it says about it. Where is it? That which is laid down, ordained, or established. A rule or method according to such phenomena or actions coexist or follow each other. Say a system of principles and rules of human conduct being the aggregate of those commandments and principles which are either prescribed or recognized by the governing power in an organized jural society as its will in relation to the conduct of members of such society, and which it undertakes to maintain and sanction and to use as the criteria of the actions of such members. Basically, these are different laws are put in place to basically, as you see, it says even in this as well as Cornell law, it says it is used to basically to regulate the conduct of people. Okay, and if we're going to be real honest with ourselves, we got to realize those statutes are they're needed. They're needed. We're dealing with just. Let me see if I can pause and find common law real quick. Okay, Black's Law, 9th edition. This is 2009 version. It says common law refers to this as a body of law derived from judicial decisions rather than from statutes or constitutions. Let's see what else. Because a lot of times we've been caught. The only reason I brought that up is because of the fact that most of us we were taught from the beginning to only try to stay in common law. You don't want to deal with the statutes, deal with straight common law. But the statutes got common law in it too. It's a collection of all of them. And so it's not just, and see, it said rather than statutes or constitutions. So if but common law, let me go back to my other part so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. I don't want to try to use me explaining and just not show you what I'm talking about. Hold on a second. Okay. I just had to show y'all the screen so I can see what I'm showing you what I'm talking about. This is what I just read right here. Okay. So rather than statutes and or constitutions. Now, historically, this is why I'm gonna show y'all that common law is just not enough. You need more than common law. Check this out. Historically, common law is made quite differently from the Continental Code. The code precedes means it comes before the judgments. The common law follows them. The code articulates in chapters, sections, and paragraphs the rules in accordance with such judgments are given. The common law, on the other hand, is inarticulate until it is expressed in a judgment. Okay, so it is expressed in a judgment. That's when it actually are inarticulate. It's until it is expressed in a judgment, Where the code governs, where the code governs, it is the judge's duty to ascertain the law from the words which the code uses. Where the common law governs, the judge in what is now the forgotten past decided the case in accordance with the morality and custom, and later judges followed his decision. See, this is what I was more so I was trying to look for when I was reading this. It's probably what I was kind of thinking while I was reading right here. And then I'm holding the phone in front of the damn computer while I'm reading this here. Morality and customs. This is the way we did things back during that particular time when those this is what was referred to as common law. They dealt with the morality and the customs of how we did it at that point, during that point in time. Saying then later judges followed his decision. Say they did not do so by construing the words of his judgment. Say they looked for the reason which had made him decide the case the way that he did. The ratio, whatever that's another probably Latin term, the sentia. Anyway, as it came to be called. Say thus it was the principle of the case, not the words, which went into common law. So basically, common law dealing with. So he says so historically, the common law is much less fettering than a code. Okay. I was gonna come back to me, but what do you mean by that? See, let me go back and read that again. Hold on, so I can show y'all what it said at the conclusion right here. Hold on. I'm holding the phone while I'm doing this. See, so historically, the common law is much less fettering than a code. Okay, less fettering. What does it mean to be fettering? Okay, let me see. Come on down here. Get on back here. Less fettering, to restrict or confine something to something or someone to stop them making progress. Okay, so common law gives you a whole lot more freedom to do stuff than a code does. Okay. Now, so just imagine. Now let's apply that. You got the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it. Drive on the roads or travel on the roads all day, as fast as you want to drive. Fuck them speed limit signs. Do you really want to ride like that? Do you want to be on a road where people drive like that? Do you really want to ride like that? You see, it's easy for me to say, I want to be able to drive fast as I want to. Not thinking about the danger I could put somebody else in. Even myself, most of us don't realize how much danger we put ourselves in when we decide to drive recklessly. And we don't think about it until after the damn damage is done. After you've taken somebody's life or ran into somebody's car, damaged your own shit, caused some type of harm to somebody else. This is why the statutes they regulate the behavior of people. Common law gives you a whole lot of freedom to do all types of shit. At the same time, the statutes are still necessary because you got some people that's not going to do right when they have the freedom to do what they need to do, what they're supposed to do. They just going to do what they want to do anyway and be reckless. So that's why that statutes are very much needed. We need stop signs. We need, speed limits. You don't want to have your kid in school and then somebody talking about some one of them right to travel people want to drive fast as they want to and not even worry about nothing. And then they just go through a school zone driving 40, 50 miles per hour during school while the school buses are picking up the kids. You know what I'm saying? You want that type of regulation to be on the roads. Same thing when it comes to contract law. You know what I'm saying? You want them to be some restrictions governing how we do contracts. Stuff, things like, V.C. If somebody forcing you to contract with them, you don't want to be held liable for a contract somebody forced you to sign. So you put V. C. Vico actis, that's a Latin term meaning having been coerced. You put that after your signature, that's a rule that basically it conducts how they're going to deal with that contract, because that shows that the person who signed it was forced to sign it. So these types of things are necessary. We have to have those types of codes and those type of regulations in place to govern how people are going to deal with you in commerce. Contract law, if you don't respond, acquiescence, that's a rule. That's part of the laws. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respond. It regulates how people do business. That's what these codes are for. And so, because some people, they're just gonna do what they want to do. It's just like the rules of evidence. There's laws concerning the rules of evidence. Evidence laws is what they've also called them. Based on, like, I filed something in a court case trying to prove something. Somebody can conjure up any type of document and just file it in there if we didn't have rules put in place, certain principles that we must follow in order to keep those things regulated, so that we know that we can tell, fake paperwork that's put together to prove somebody. They can prove a guilty person innocent. You know what I'm saying? And then we done conjured up some type of fraudulent documents to prove somebody, to get somebody out of something that should have been locked up under the damn jail. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like different things, you know what I'm saying? Different things. These are principles that are put in place, and they're enacted into laws, and different types of laws, different types of codes. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to that dictionary where it's talking about laws. I'm gonna show you how many different types of laws there are. So many. Hold on. Look at here. Let me see. Go on back down. As you can see right here, I'm scrolling down. You see, it's a long list right here. Starting with law. That's starting with law. That's why I was reading from you earlier. Go all the way down. It goes all the way up here to the next page. Then you have absolute law, foreign laws, general laws. See, public, they're dealing with subject matter. They're things that are public and private. Law lords. See, all these different law merchant, marital, law of nations, law of nature, law of arms, citations, law of citations, law of charges, all these different types of laws. There are different types of laws out here, laws of the case, law Latin, law list, all these different types of laws. Here we go. Law of the land right there. So it's very broad. See, personal law, laws of war, laws of the staple. There's different types of laws out here. Look at all that. The list goes on. So different laws that we have to create. We have to create them. They're necessary, and they're put there. It's a collection. So the statutes are actually a collection of all of them, and they address various situations concerning how we're going to conduct business in the commercial world. And if you're not operating within them, you're considered lawless, not subject to law, not controlled by law. Even scriptures speak against people who are lawless. So definitely don't want to be lawless. You want to be someone that actually has some type of law governing within you. They've got ecclesiastical law. If you're a Christian, or whatever religion you align yourself with, there's still different laws that you use to govern your own behavior. You know what I'm saying? To govern yourself accordingly, so that you won't be a threat to society. And you're able to do good business with people. You're able to do things, honorably. So this is why these laws that's why they're put in place. And we can't be running from reading statute, because if somebody told you they don't apply to you, they apply to the legal fiction. They don't apply to you. First time you break a law, what they're going to do? They're going to want your name so that they can conduct business with you. When you look at a court document, any court document, got them all put up. Any court document, they want to put that name on there. That all cap name. They're going to put that all cap name on there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to conduct business with you some type of way. And, whether you respond or not, they still going to conduct business with you. So it's all commercial, but that's how they deal with the living man. They deal with the living man through his name or her name. So your best bet is to learn them statutes so that you can actually apply those things appropriately. Say if you own property and you're renting out property, and you're trying to find out the proper way to how to evict someone who don't want to pay the bill. You know, like I want to, you know, evict them properly, you know, and you want to, because you want to take them to court because they done damaged the house. The house, you know, you want to know how to do that properly. They got it written in state laws, how to properly do it, how to, you know, and they tell you what to do, and you go and do it exactly like you're supposed to do, and it'll be a smooth process because you did it according to the laws. You know, the state statutes, which are the laws. It's a collection of the laws. They talk about, they address every damn thing. In every state, they address every damn thing. You know, from the acts, even when the assess the KV Act, I've been talking about the presumption of death for the last since 2000. For the last almost 4 years now. I've been talking about this presumption of death. That's in all 50 states too. Even the Social Security Administration do it. They just don't mention assess the KV Act, but they practice the principle. You know, they pray, whether it's an act, whether it's a, you know, codes, different things. They put all that stuff together. It's a collection. Just like I said in my previous video, it's a collection of all the different laws. So that's what they're doing. Look like a damn spot in there. I'm gonna get some grades. It's time for me to color my shit again. I'm getting too old for this shit. I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. I just thought hopefully I, you know, brought a little clarity with these videos, man. Trying to help you understand the importance of using those statutes. You know, reading your state laws. They're laws regardless if you want to see them as laws or not. They're still laws. So that's exactly what they use to cause, you know, to bring your ass in court, to do business with you, to harm the living man and the living woman. They use those statutes. They use those laws. So it's best for you to learn them so you can learn how to play the game and you can get your remedy better. But, you know, that's all it is to it. I thought that hopefully I, you know, shed a little more light and y'all get to loosen up a little bit. Start reading some of your state statutes and understanding what they're talking about, how to do certain things in your state, what they require for y'all to do when it comes to y'all state. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get on up out of here and I'll see y'all in the next video. I got 2 videos to upload, so we're gonna keep it going. See y'all in the next video. Emerald signing out.